RenderForest.com.
Hi everyone, welcome to Technical RPA. This video we are going to discuss about some of the best practices of automation in web. So when we talk about automation in web, that object cloning is the important one. So when we capture data into object cloning, so some of the things we have to handle on it. If it is web applications, you have to select some properties as your search criteria, like name, type, path, HTML ID, HTML name, and tag. So these are suppose you are capturing some text box or button or else click option, whatever the action you are performing. So you have to match or add one more properties, which means name, type. More than 2 to 3 properties is giving the good search criteria, and it will always passed out. If you are giving only one criteria of name or type or any one criteria, that kind of things, see, this is the criteria selection, the simple you are seeing after the property. So in that case, how it will work? If you select in name, select in type, path. See, the main thing is, see, path is dynamic, probably you can remove on it. Some objects have dynamic path. Every time the path has been changing on it. In that case, it will fail. But some cases, path is always like the same for all the environment. In that case, so we have to add path as well. And HTML ID is default. It will never change. If any application changes happen, only the HTML ID will be changed. Name same, HTML tag must be the same. But you have to remove HTML href or some of the things, because href will change. Href is the URL. It will change based on the environment. See, when we are using flex objects, how we can, if you are running with flex objects, how object cloning will be run in that case for the best practice purpose. See, flex is one of the applications that will be in like Windows. So when you are running on flex, make sure your AA proxy server.exe is running in services.msc before execute and capture any flex object using object cloning command. So now you are using object cloning command to get a value of the particular text box or else button or clicking button, anything. If it is flex objects, then probably you need to run AA proxy server before running on it, before capturing your object cloning command. Then follow, always start automation anywhere first, then start your flex application. So first you are opening your automation anywhere before capturing and starting your flex application. Then only the flex objects has been set out in automation anywhere tool. Suppose you are using HTML, what are the practices we can move on it? Make sure your IE11 plugin is installed, whatever the in HTML based web, whatever you have. IE11, see, if you want to capture some values in your application. That application is running in IE11 or else IE, Internet Explorer. In that case, IE plugin has to be installed before you are capturing any objects. How plugin has been installed? You have to, in Automation Anywhere, Tools, Options, Plugin Settings. In plugin settings, we have Java plugin, IE plugin, Flex plugin. Some of the plugins will be available. If you want, you can click Add on and add the plugin. And one more thing, click on automation.internet explorer add-in.browser helper object and check whether it is enabled or not. In the Internet Explorer as well, you have to check on it. Set IE settings as default settings if object cloning is not able to capture any file. Suppose sometimes the object cloning will not work out. In that case, IE settings in IE you have to set as a default settings as well as your zoom percentage. Here you can set your zoom at default 100%. If sometimes what you are captured the object cloning from development is different from UAT, in that case first you have to check if it is running from web application in the Internet Explorer or whatever zoom percentage, you have to check on it. Both must be matched. Dev, test, production, it has to be matched with same zoom percentage. Fourth one is cross-domain controls will not be captured using customer technology at that time. See, cross-domain controls like the path or else some XAML controls, some of the controls will not be captured in using customer technology. See, in object cloning you have some technologies. Here you can see technology standard. Here you can see type is combo box, technology standard. If it is running from some HTML specific applications, technology will show us HTML. Select path, domains path, HTML ID, HTML name, HTML tag, HTML type, HTML title, property of HTML objects as search criteria. What we discussed earlier is the same. Name, type, path, HTML ID, name and tag. You have to select on it. Make sure your path properties remain static, otherwise uncheck the path property. That is right. Path is static, that probably you can. If it is dynamic, probably you can unselect on it. See, when you are using actions, here you are selecting, think about that, you are selecting some options, actions to perform. Use click option always instead of left click. See, because left click is not reliable, because it always take up with the coordinates. If your application coordinate changed, then left click will not work out. So click is always reliable in HTML, which means web applications. Use set text without delay. See, if you are using set text always work for to set some values into the particular area. That set text without delay, if a text was control not performing any backend process will like JavaScript etc. When you click the set text, remove delays. If JavaScript execute based on key enter in control, then use set text with delay. See, in that case, if it is any JavaScript running background, probably you can set text with delay. Otherwise, you don't set delay value for the set text. Okay, let's move on to the services. In Automation Anywhere, which we are using REST services. See, REST means representation, state, transfer, That is the protocol. REST is the protocol. You know that in .NET, WCF, Web API, REST, so that type of services we can know that REST is one of the state transfer protocol. Always you can use REST always used with HTTP. HTTP there have 4 methods: get, put, post and delete. Get always read and take the data. Post always, suppose you have 10 values you have to post onto particular application, this post method will work out. If you read 10 values from particular application, then get method will help us. If you put some values to the particular value method, then probably you have to put the delete method. Always delete your method of the data. See, here you can see different type of request key parameters in get method. See, in get method you can see this is the URI. The URI is nothing. What is the web service you are using? Uniform resource identifier. What is the web service? Here you can see order service.svc. See, order service.svc is a WCF service which is using WC service application. .svc is a WCF service application. So here the method is get. So you always get with request. 4 type of keys will available: HTTPS, server URL, port number and URL path. So whenever you are giving your URI, these details will be automatically taken out to the request. How post method will work? This is the post method. You are giving URI, your service, web service, your method. Here the method is post. The post method is used as request that the server accepts the entity enclosed in the request as a new subordinate of the web resource identified. REST web service command support 3 content types: application and JSON, XML and default format, that is encoder format. So REST always supported with 3 types: JSON, XML and default encoder. Here how we can proceed: enter your URI where you want to post your response. Select the post method. In the request header drop down will be displayed under the content type. By default text format is displayed. Here you can see the value XML, JSON and encoded. These are the request values in the post method. You can see here it supports 3 content types. These are the content types: application, XML, JSON and encoded of the post method. So how get method will work? Get method means retrieve whatever information which is identified by the request URI. This is your service. Your service identified some data. It has to be extracted. So in that case, REST web service will work through the URI and your method. Sorry. See, you have to specify the URI, the REST web service we want to connect to, and the method. If you want to extract, then probably you have to use the get method. See, in method, here you can see request. Four type of request you can see: HTTPS, server URL, port number and URL path. So how URI header will work? Key value pair, that is URI header. Here you can see in under the request URL header you can see. HTTPS, when the HTTPS connection is used, it will be true. If it is non-HTTPS, then probably it will be, if it is HTTPS connection, that will be true. That will be true. If it is non-HTTPS, that will be false. Server URL indicates the main host. Here you can see main host or the server the web service is being tested. Suppose your web service is here, you can see your URI 192.168.2.23. This is a server URL for your requested get method. Port number, display the port number used for connection to the web service. Always this 9090 or else whatever the port 8080, your port has to be open before your method called. Thanks guys, thanks for watching this video. We'll learn some new things in next video.